Hi, I'm Indiana Congressman Mike Pence, and I just wanted to take a minute tonight to thank all of you that have gathered tonight here in Florida at the Lake County Lincoln-Reagan dinner to make your stand for our Republican values. I really wish I could be with you tonight. I know that my colleague and friend Adam Putnam is in the room. Adam and I were actually elected together in the year 2000. I saw him rise to a leadership position in the Republican conference, and I know as someone who has followed him in his role as conference chairman that he's going to be an extraordinary leader on a statewide basis here in the state of Florida. I also really wish I could be there to hear my friend Trent Franks, who's going to be addressing you this evening. As you're about to find out, not only is Trent Franks one of the most principled conservatives on Capitol Hill, but he is, in my way of thinking, one of the most eloquent Republicans in America today. His commitment to a strong national defense, particularly in the area of missile shield and nuclear deterrent, and his commitment to fiscal discipline, and his unbending commitment to the sanctity of human life, I think will be refreshing and challenging and encouraging to all of you this evening. I also want to mention a few friends that are there as well. The entire Lake County Republican Executive Committee. To County Chairman Joe, thanks for having me. State Committeeman Tom Wetherington and Georgia Phillips, your State Committee woman. And to Fred and Norma Johnson, who are dear friends of mine for many years and have great Hoosier connections. Greetings all. Just a few thoughts this evening as I've been invited to share them, and that is simply that we have before us today in Florida, in my beloved Indiana, and all across this country, what I believe to be is not the most important election of our lifetime. We always hear that, don't we, as Republicans? It seems like every time an election comes around, we tell one another that it's the most important election of our lives. I don't believe this one is. I believe this actually might be the most important election in the life of this nation. We literally are come to that proverbial fork in the road. My wife's favorite poem is a poem by Robert Frost that speaks of two roads that diverge in the woods. And in 2010, on Election Day, I truly believe that the American people will choose one of two paths. We'll either incline ourselves to the right, return our nation to an unapologetic, strong national defense, return our commitment to fiscal discipline and limited government, the common sense and common values of the American people by restoring a conservative majority to Capitol Hill, or we'll incline to the left and will certify the gains of the rising liberal establishment in Washington, D.C., gains they made in 2006 and 2008. And we'll miss, if that were to occur, a historic opportunity to begin the process of turning our nation back to the principles and ideals, I believe, upon which it was founded. It is that serious of a choice. And make no mistake about it, the other side knows that as well. If you listen very carefully on the other side of the aisle, Trent Franks and Adam Putnam will tell you, a lot of Democrats are telling one another, this is the election. In fact, I've heard tell that Democrats are telling one another that if they can make it through 2010, they'll be in control for a generation. Well, I don't know if that's the case as a prediction, but I do know they're taking it seriously. The only question now is, are we? Are we as committed, from Florida to Indiana, from California to Virginia, to doing everything that's necessary in what remains of this election year to win back the American Congress for the American people? You know, as I've traveled this country in my role as Republican Conference Chairman, I've been so impressed and encouraged by the everyday Americans that have been turning out at town hall meetings and tea parties. I've been overwhelmed by the quality of men and women that have stepped forward to run for Congress. But my word to you tonight in Lake County, Florida, is just simply this. It's only halftime in this locker room. We're ahead on Freedom's scoreboard. The polls are encouraging. It looks like the American people are coming our way. They're about to take a second look at Republicans and give us a second chance to lead on Capitol Hill. But as we say south of Highway 40, it ain't over yet. The other side is determined to fight back. And that's why every single one of us must do everything we can between now and Election Day to achieve victory. You know, the reality is that if many of you in this room have given a great deal in recent years to the Lake County Republican Party and to the fine men and women who are in office today from this area and those that are campaigning that are in the room. But my challenge to you tonight is whatever it is you've done before, do more. If you've given before, 2010 would be the year to find a way to give even more to your local party, your local candidates, and to the state and national parties. To support great candidates like my friend Marco Rubio, who's going to be a great member of the United States Senate. Or if you can simply volunteer your time, this is a year to volunteer even more time. Whatever you can bring to the table, whether it's time or talent or treasure, this is the year to take action. So to all my friends in Lake County, Florida, I'm going to take a rain check and maybe be able to join you with my wonderful wife someday in the future. You're well served tonight by your keynote speaker, Trent Franks, and I know you'll enjoy his remarks. But for me and my family, let me say it's an honor to be with you tonight. It's an honor to give you a word of encouragement. And with your help and with God's help, I truly believe we will take this Congress back in 2010, and we will take this country back in 2012. So help us God.